So we've mastered the part where we shoot photos using the manual settings, and I'm gonna change something, okay? Sorry about that. So this video is about me learning how to shoot videos manually. In the past 3 videos, you have seen me learn how to shoot photos manually. So I learned to adjust the ISO, the shutter speed, and the aperture of my camera, the one I'm shooting with right now, and I have a general understanding of how it works. So unlike before, where if I shoot a video or take photos, I set it to manual. Oh, sorry, I set it to automatic. Now I have a brief understanding of how the camera works when I shoot manually, so I can be a bit more creative in my shots. So in this leg of my journey, I will be learning how to shoot videos manually. So this video, I am going to be explaining what I've learned taking photos manually and applying that learning to me shooting videos manually. And there is going to be no cinematic or deep dive content. I think I'm too much of a beginner to start doing those things. So this is all from the viewpoint of someone who just wants to learn the basics. And then maybe in the next video I might consider like lighting or framing or all those others, but for now these videos are gonna be me applying what I have learned.
So the first thing that I started learning is the ISO. So when I shot photos manually, the first thing I learned is that with ISO, the higher the number is, the brighter the image, and the lower the number and the darker the image. So with shooting videos manually, I learned that the same concept is the same. The higher the ISO I give, the brighter the video is going to become, and the lower I give is that the darker it becomes. I also learned that when shooting videos manually or even with photos, I need to take into consideration the external light or the environmental light, and so I've also considered buying a fill light or an external light so that I just won't be depending on the device to make my scenes darker or brighter. For shutter speed, it's a bit different. When shooting manual photos, you take a single image. When you're shooting a video, you're shooting different images and then chaining them together to make a video. The slower your shutter speed is, the less smoother your video is going to be, and the faster it is, the smoother it's going to be. But I've noticed that if the video is, or if the shutter speed is quite high, the image becomes a bit darker. So maybe I should increase the ISO for this. Yeah, I think it's worth learning more. But basically, it's quite different when shooting manual photos. And the last one is aperture. So I noticed that it's just the same with shooting photos manually. So the subject up front is going to be clear, or which is the main subject is going to be clear, and the background is going to be blurry. So with this example, I used Sony's defocus program. So basically, it's very easy to achieve that smooth bokeh effect, even if the camera doesn't give the hard bokeh. So it's roughly the same. But I'm guessing since I'm shooting videos and my topic is usually coffee, I don't really have any use of blurring my background, and I can see that uh, it's just safe.
So basically, that is what I've learned in the first week of learning how to shoot videos manually. First thing, the ISO is basically the same way or the same concept with shooting photos manually. It controls the amount of light that you want in your video. So the lower the ISO, the darker the video is, the higher the ISO, the brighter the video is. But if it's too dark, you get the details, but it's too dark, it kind of gets like covered, and if it's too bright, it becomes a bit grainy. With aperture, it's also the same. If you crank your aperture lower, you get a blurry background. Now, with this camera, the aperture, or with this lens, the aperture is 3.5, so you don't really get the heavy bokeh effect or the blur effect on the background, but it's still the same. So there's not much of a change when it comes to shooting videos manually and shooting photos manually. Now, the difference so far would be the shutter speed. So with a with shooting your photos, you just take one photo. When you're shooting videos, you're taking like multiple frames per second, and so you need to adjust your, so just take a general rule that if you're shooting 24 frames per second, you need to set your shutter speed to double that. So right now I'm shooting at 24 fps, so my shutter speed should be at least 48 or 50, and that applies with, like, if you're shooting 60, you need to have shutter speed of 120. uh, and I made a mistake about this before. Usually I didn't really care back then, so if I shot a video at 60 fps, I didn't care what my shutter speed was. I just left it to auto, and then when I started shooting manually, that's when I realized that, oh, it's a bit choppy, isn't it? So that's something I learned my first week of learning to shoot videos manually. And moving forward, I'll try to, I think I should focus on lighting, because you saw earlier in the video, I accidentally left it at a very low ISO and it was a bit dark, so I had to reshoot again. I just added it. Yeah, that's something I should learn, and I hope that I was able to keep you entertained. So this is the progress I've made in just 1 week of learning how to shoot manually. And I hope you like and subscribe and follow me for more content like this. Have a great day.